Before we start, go ahead and comment your name and state below. I'd love to see who's watching and benefiting from these videos. It honestly helps me understand where you all are tuning in from and what kind of Medicare education you need most. And who knows, your comment might help someone else in your state who's confused about the same exact thing. So today we're talking about something a lot of people don't fully understand until they're already deep into Medicare, PPO Medicare Advantage Plans, and specifically, the top 5 PPO plans for 2026. And let me tell you, 2026 is shaping up to be a big year for PPOs. Bigger networks, higher dental allowances, more flexible travel benefits, and some plans that used to be SOSO are suddenly becoming massive players. I want to walk you through this in a way that actually feels real, because some of the conversations I've had recently with people aging into Medicare tell me one thing: most people don't even know the difference between an HMO and a PPO. They sign up for what looks good, someone promises them something, or their neighbor says, "I love my plan," and they think, if it works for them, it'll work for me. But Medicare doesn't work like that. Your doctors, your prescriptions, your county, your health history, your travel habits, they all matter. And PPO plans especially give you the kind of flexibility that can literally save your life if something unexpected happens outside your area. Let me tell you a quick story. A gentleman named Richard from Florida called me last year. He was on an HMO because someone told him it was the best plan in the county, but he didn't realize that every time he traveled to Georgia to see his daughter, he was out of network. And then in 2025, he had a heart issue while he was visiting. He ended up calling urgent care after urgent care trying to find someone who would take his plan without making him pay like a cash patient. 2 months later, he switched to a PPO, and I remember him telling me, "I wish someone would have just explained this to me earlier." And that is exactly why I make these videos, to explain things the way a real human would explain them if they actually cared about you. So let's talk about these PPO plans the right way. Before I go into the top 5, I want to make something crystal clear: these plans vary by zip code. So even if I say, this plan looks great for 2026, your specific county might have a weaker version or an even stronger version. Still, these 5 companies consistently offer some of the strongest and most stable PPO options in the country, and their 2026 upgrades are honestly impressive. Let's start with something a lot of you asked me about: 2026 dental benefits. PPO plans are going hard this year. I've seen $2,000, $3,000, even $4,000 dental allowances in some counties. Not everywhere, but a lot more than we've seen in the past. And the best part? Many PPO plans in 2026 are finally letting people go to any dentist and get reimbursed, not just ones in the network. That's a huge deal, especially for people who've had the same dentist for 20 years and don't want to switch just because Medicare says so. Alright, let's talk about the top 5 PPO Medicare Advantage plans for 2026, based on the conversations, data, plan releases, and the early analysis we've been doing to prepare our clients. I'm going to start with a plan that has honestly gained a lot of attention recently. 1. United Healthcare, UHC, AARP PPO Plans, 2026. Whether you love them or not, UHC's PPO plans for 2026 look strong. They've expanded their travel benefits and are giving more nationwide access than before. And they're one of the few companies that can confidently say, yes, we have providers pretty much everywhere. I've talked to so many snowbirds, people who travel between states, and UHC consistently lets them see doctors without the headaches. One woman named Carol from Minnesota told me she was terrified to switch into Medicare because she spends 6 months in Arizona every year. And the thought of not having coverage out there made her anxious. When she found out the UHC PPO gave her the same cost-sharing in-network whether she was in Minnesota or Arizona, she literally exhaled like she'd been holding her breath for hours. The 2026 upgrades are solid too: more dental, bigger OTC allowances, and better prescription pricing compared to where they were in 2024 and 2025. 2. Blue Cross Blue Shield PPO Plans, 2026. Let me tell you something, Blue Cross PPOs have been sleeper hits for years, but in 2026, they're finally starting to look like powerhouse plans. BCBS tends to be very strong in markets where they've had a local foothold for decades. That means hospitals trust them, doctor networks are wide, and members feel safe on them. What I like about BCBS PPOs for 2026 is how they're improving their out-of-network protections. You'd be surprised how many people tell me, my doctor accepts Blue Cross, even before I tell them what plan I'm looking at. That name recognition really matters. And the dental? Some of the 2026 Blue Cross PPOs are offering $3,000 to $4,000 allowances with 50% or more reimbursement out of network. That's huge for people who want to pick their own dentist. 3. Humana PPO Plans, 2026. Humana's been on fire. Seriously. Their PPO plans in 2025 were already competitive, but 2026 looks even stronger. They're pushing bigger networks, better travel flexibility, and the kind of give-back benefits that catch people's attention. A man named John from Ohio recently told me he switched to a Humana PPO because he wanted freedom but didn't want to pay extra for it, which honestly made me laugh because that's exactly the way people think but never say out loud. Humana PPOs tend to hit that sweet spot of strong benefits without crazy restrictions. Their dental is also moving up, with certain counties hitting $3,000 or higher. And if you're someone who cares about fitness benefits, Humana always takes that seriously. 4. Aetna PPO Medicare Advantage, 2026. Aetna has quietly become one of the best PPO providers for people who want stability and simple rules. They were already strong in 2024 and 2025, but they've taken a big jump forward in 2026 with their dental, vision, and travel benefits. I've seen several plans offering nationwide in-network coverage, which is a big deal if you split time between states. One of my clients, Linda, said Aetna was the only company where she felt like the benefits were written in plain English. No weird footnotes. No surprise exclusions. And for many people, clarity is more important than fancy perks. Aetna PPOs in 2026 also come with improved drug pricing and more competitive max out-of-pocket limits, which matters more than people realize. That maximum out-of-pocket number can determine whether you have a stressful year or a peaceful year if something serious happens. 5. Cigna PPO Plans, 2026. Cigna isn't everywhere, but where they're strong, they're very strong. Their PPO plans in many counties come with some of the highest out-of-network reimbursements, which is perfect for people who want to choose their own specialists or dentists. In 2026, Cigna is putting a lot of energy into dental specifically. I've seen some of their plans now offering $2,500 to $3,500 allowances with good coverage even for major services. And if you're someone with ongoing dental issues or someone who has been delaying work, a PPO with good out-of-network dental can save you thousands. Cigna PPOs also have surprisingly good foreign travel coverage, which not many people talk about but more retirees need than ever, especially those who go to Mexico, the Caribbean, or take cruises. So that's the top 5. But here's the real point, these plans are only good if they work for you. Someone in Texas might say, Humana is incredible, while someone in New Jersey might say, Humana is terrible. And both of them could be telling the truth, because Medicare Advantage depends so much on the company's local partnerships, doctor relationships, and county rules. If you're someone who travels often, spends part of the year out of state, wants the ability to see specialists without referrals, or simply hates feeling boxed in, then PPO plans make so much sense. And 2026 is a great year for PPOs because, for the first time, we're seeing companies acknowledge how important dental and travel flexibility are to retirees. The world is changing, people are moving more, they're visiting family more, and they want their healthcare to follow them, not restrict them. I always tell people, don't fall in love with a company, fall in love with a plan that fits your real life. Because once you need care, you'll stop caring about brand names and you'll start caring about whether your doctor accepts the plan and whether the plan pays what it promised. If you want me to break down PPO plans in your exact zip code, or if you want a list of the strongest PPO dental benefits in your county for 2026, just let me know in the comments. I read every single one, and your questions help me decide what videos I make next. And again, comment your name and state below, because I love knowing who's watching and where you're tuning in from. It truly helps build this little community of people who just want clear Medicare information without all the confusion. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.